I'm only holding the sole because my hyperhidrosis is very out of control. So I won't be touching any of the suede on this shoe while my hands drip this much. Hello, I'm Justine, also known as Just Sold Out, back here today with another unboxing. This one you can tell is a little bit special because it was clearly made for us. In all seriousness, guys, I am super excited that I was able to pick this shoe up for retail. If you've seen any media, you already know exactly what this baby is. Let's get into today's unboxing. So today we are unboxing the Joe FreshGoods New Balance collaboration for the 9060 shoe. I don't think people are calling it the 9060 shoe, but I did notice that it was broken out as 9060, so maybe it is called the 9060 shoe. Not 100% sure because I haven't verbally heard anyone say, oh, I picked up the New Balance 9060. It'll be interesting to see how people actually classify the shoe. I was able to pick up the Joe FreshGoods New Balance 9060 in the baby shower blue colorway. This one was actually exclusive to Joe FreshGoods and his personal release. The other colorway is known as the Penny Cookie Pink. Sports a lot more pink and red hues. This one also released in conjunction with the baby shower blue, but it also released again globally with New Balance on their website. Let's open this baby up and we can talk a little bit more about the design elements and the storytelling aspects that Joe FreshGoods leaves in every single one of his collaborations. Alright, let's start with the box. On the side you have a New Balance logo on the very bottom of the box, but the lid actually features a little bit of storytelling made for us, which was Joe FreshGoods' storytelling aspect that he included in this design. On the shorter sides of the box, you have the Joe FreshGoods logo, and it has those same kind of design elements that the classic New Balance logo also holds. Finally, this might be my actual favorite piece of the box is the lid. The very top features a New Balance logo in a watercolor element. There is a little bit of gloss and sheen on the actual New Balance logo, so love that detail. And then the overall watercolor texture of the box just feels really seamless and beautiful. I was able to pick this shoe up in my size, a 5.5 men's, a 7 women's. Very excited. I heard they are true to size. Excited to test that out and see if that is true in fact. The sneaker is actually very interesting because it is a brand new silhouette from New Balance that Joe FreshGoods is debuting. I'm sure we can expect to see multiple colorways coming out directly from New Balance without the Joe FreshGoods staple of approval. Stay tuned for that because who knows, you might see some future colorways on this channel. Next to the size sticker, you do get both logos, which I was looking for that collaboration kind of stamp of approval, and it is right next to the size tag, not to be missed. Let's open them up. Another packaging element I have to definitely mention is the fact that Joe FreshGoods put a little bit of messaging on the inside of the top lid of the box. It says, shh, be quiet, our imaginations are speaking. And then a little collaborative logo from both New Balance and Joe FreshGoods. I really love that Joe FreshGoods added the storytelling element to the box. I think packaging is just as important as the actual shoe when you're trying to relay some kind of message behind the design. First off, we have 3 actual colored laces, all in different colors. We have this nice, really light pink hue. You have a classic white, and then you have this kind of light blue. It almost has like a hint of green element, but a light blue shoelace. When you actually hold it against the box, it kind of gives it more green hues, you can kind of see. Tissue paper, you got Joe FreshGoods, New Balance collaborative tissue paper. Love to see that. It's only actually on one side of the tissue paper, so once you open it up, there's actually nothing on the opposite side of it. The 9060, wow! Because I have smaller size shoes, New Balance actually added a little bit of padding on the sides of the box to accommodate the shoes so they wouldn't move around when they were being shipped to me or as they're being fulfilled. Here we have the Baby Shower Blue. A little bit about the sneaker release. It was all over the news. I hope you saw it, but here's a little recap in case you didn't know. Joe FreshGoods announced that these shoes were going to release on May 16th. Specifically, his email subscribers were going to be the first to get the news about this release. Joe FreshGoods even mentioned to turn on Instagram notifications for his profile, so that way you wouldn't miss the drop. Looking back at it all, this was Joe's way of telling us that he was going to drop this sneaker exclusively on Instagram. And that is exactly what happened. Joe FreshGoods posted on his own Instagram as well as blasted out that e-newsletter, only to be met with consumer frustration, error loading pages, inability to check out. As a longtime sneakerhead, this is absolutely nothing new to the game. To see so many people get frustrated and comment about how this was a botched release, that everything was backdoored, that this was awful, that the creator should have had a better approach. These are outlandish things that I think are coming from non-sneakerhead people, just sneaker consumers. Any sneakerhead knows that it's always difficult to cop on a drop, no matter what the process is. If it's a raffle, it's a bot, if it's a website, it could be anything. All sneakerheads know it's hard to cop highly coveted releases. And this is absolutely one to bet on. So May 16th happened, nobody was happy, nobody knew what was going to happen, if people were even able to get through the checkout process. In general, we didn't see any W's for the most part. Eventually, Joe FreshGoods' Instagram post did go down, and then he had actually re-released the shoe alongside the clothing the next day. Before there was any sort of online release, Joe FreshGoods did good for his community and did an exclusive local raffle in the Chicago area. Joe FreshGoods is known in the Chicago community, and it's not surprising that he gave the local community the first dibs to win this exclusive shoe. As usual, he always finds a way to do his releases a little bit more creatively, so he actually teamed up with some of his childhood favorites and did a book drive. I believe through the book drive you were able to somehow get a raffle ticket and an exclusive entry to potentially win the shoe. I believe both colorways were given out, but I'm not native to Chicago, so I can't exactly say because I wasn't following it that hard. Finally, after this release happened on Instagram successfully, I was able to cop this release on Instagram successfully with my husband as well, so we'll both be sporting some matching sneakers. Although his hasn't come in the mail yet, so I'm getting a little worried. Anyways, I have mine, so like, hard to hate. The sneaker retailed for a total of $180. This sneaker is Joe FreshGoods' third collaboration with New Balance. Joe FreshGoods previously launched his two collaborations, Outside Clothes and Conversations Amongst Us, ahead of this sneaker release. The overarching message for this collaboration was the universal etiquette used within Black households. Joe FreshGoods even tapped poet Harold Green to visualize with words what inside voices meant to him. Together, the two created a beautiful campaign, which I'll link also below. Now, let's get into the show. As stated before, this is a brand new silhouette by New Balance, so it's really crazy to have them in person. The outsole is this nice translucent pink color. The bottom actually features a few different blue shaded groves, which I feel like is a nice touch to really bring in the colorways all together. You can see your classic New Balance outsole branding. Loving these little pink mountain ridges, these little peaks. It feels almost wavy as you go around the back heel. I'm definitely catching some Yeezy 500 vibes, especially when you look down from them as if you were wearing them on your own feet. The midsole is half painted, the front half is white, and then the back is that light blue, kind of like has a little hint of green in it too. On top of the midsole, you'll actually see a New Balance clear translucent piece on the heel. Loving this because it seems like it's like a necessary added component to kind of accentuate the back heel a little bit more. On top of the New Balance logo, you'll have the Inside Voices embroidery, and it is thick. That is some premium embroidery. Finally, on the back heel of the shoe, you have the Joe FreshGoods New Balance collaboration logo. Featured on the lateral lateral sides, you have some mesh paneling on the very bottom, and then it's overlaid with what appears to be a premium suede. I do feel like there are a combination of a hairier suede and a not so hairier suede on top of this upper. Loving all these panels. They feel almost kind of like wholly in the right places. Enough to definitely showcase that mesh liner on the inside, and I assume that this gives a lot of breathability to the shoe as well. New Balance logo is embroidered with this kind of light yellow hue, and then underneath it's a white smooth leather. The collar actually features a quilted material, something that I haven't really seen too much to date. The pink quilted material is all over the inside, so I feel like this shoe is pretty good for summer and for winter because those suede materials, I imagine, do make the shoe feel a little bit more warm, but the mesh might provide that airflow that is much needed during the summertime. Either way, I guess I'm gonna plan to wear them all season long. You got a nice little 9060 logo on the lateral side. Interestingly enough, instead of an embroidered New Balance logo on the medial side of the shoe, you actually get a painted leather end. Thought that was an interesting touch, and I do kind of like the usage of two different materials to showcase the logo in essentially two different ways. The toe box feels like something I've seen before, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. These shoes also came already laced up and good to go in that off-white kind of yellowy pale color that matches the mesh on the shoe. On the insole, you have the Joe FreshGoods New Balance collaboration logo featured on the very inside in this bright teal blue. It sits on what appears to be a pink watercolor shade, very similar to what's seen on the box. Baby Shower Blue and the Penny Cookie Pink actually derives their names from the inspiration from certain cultural touch points that are close to Joe FreshGoods and other members of the Black community. I think that's why a lot of consumers wanted this sneaker. The best sneakers, in my opinions, are the ones that can tell the best story and provide the best connection to the consumer. It's safe to say that a lot of consumers will feel a connection to this Joe FreshGoods collaboration. So they do fit true to size. You don't need to size up or down. I think you can stay with your true to size sizing. I'll drop some on-foot footage next for you guys. Thanks so much for joining me in this review. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see how I style this sneaker for the summer. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.